Are you thinking of moving to Berthoud, Colorado? Do you want to be right in the heart of where a lot of the activity is, but you don't want to be too close to the activity? You want to be in a smaller town? Well, if that's the case, Berthoud might be the place for you. And if that's you, keep watching because I'm going to talk about 4 of the top neighborhoods in Berthoud, Colorado. Hi, my name is Jamie Eklund and I'm a realtor here in the beautiful state of Colorado. Now on this channel, we talk about what Colorado is like. We look at the cities and we look at the neighborhoods to see if you're thinking of moving here, is it going to be the right fit for you? If that's you, then go ahead, subscribe to this channel, hit the thumbs up button if you like the video, and keep watching because I'm going to talk about the neighborhoods today in Berthoud, Colorado. Now, if you are thinking of moving to Colorado, whether it's Berthoud or another city, I encourage you to give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you and I'd love to help you process making such a big decision. Now, if you're wanting to live in a place that's close to things but isn't super large in and of itself, Berthoud's a good option for a lot of people. Berthoud's really a pretty small town. We're talking about like 8,500 people within the city limits, but it's close to Loveland and Longmont, fairly close to Boulder. It's close to I-25. It's 30 minutes away from Denver. And so a lot of people live here because they want that bedroom community and they don't want to be in the middle of the large cities and they need to commute there. Or they want to be close enough where it's a quick drive to a larger city to do whatever it is they want to do there. And so Berthoud, because of its location, has really been blossoming over the last few years. And so that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at 4 different neighborhoods that you might want to consider if you're thinking of moving to Berthoud. Now, Berthoud is not a large city, but it has kind of a cool downtown area. It has a few shops, a lot of boutique stores, coffee shop, a few restaurants. And so some people, they want to be close to that. They want to be able to just walk to a coffee shop, and that's understandable. Now, one of the neighborhoods that I put on this list, you can do just that, and that is the Capitol Hill neighborhood. It's not a super expensive neighborhood. It is very much an older neighborhood to live in. You're looking at about 400 or 500 houses in that neighborhood. So it's a pretty good size neighborhood in and of itself, but the price point isn't really that bad. You're looking at $400,000 to $500,000 on average will get you a house in this neighborhood. Now this neighborhood, because it is older, you're not going to have 3-car garages typically. If they did, they've been modified throughout the years. You're going to have smaller houses and you're going to have a lot of that old town kind of charm. And so if that's what you're looking for, Capitol Hill might be a really good neighborhood for you. Now, maybe you're not into the older neighborhoods. Maybe you don't care so much about having the big mature trees and the cute little houses that have a lot of character. You want something newer. You want some more amenities. You want maybe a community pool or being close to the rec center. If that's you, Vantage might be a good place for you. Now, they're still building over in Vantage, so you have some options where you can either buy something that's been lived in for a few years, or you can look at completely new construction there as well. So you have a little bit of the option as far as which direction you go. But there is probably 500 houses over in this community, so it's a larger neighborhood. It does have a pool area. It's really close to the rec center, so it has that available for you as well. It's got a lot of amenities. It's not within walking distance to the downtown of Berthoud, but a lot of people don't really care for that. So if that's you, this may be a good place for you, especially if you're wanting to have a new home built. Now, before I move on, I forgot to mention that Vantage, you're looking at like the $600,000 to $700,000 price point to get into a home there. So they are pretty well built houses and they're not in the cheaper price point. But it is a very large community that a lot of people like. Now, the next neighborhood that we're going to talk about is going to be the Heritage Ridge neighborhood. Now, this neighborhood is on the south side of Berthoud, It's also a newer neighborhood, but I don't think they're building really much. There may be a few lots left, but it's pretty much established. It has a pool and kind of a clubhouse and stuff as well. You're looking at about 500 houses, maybe a little bit more. So it's a pretty good sized neighborhood. Now, it's probably not quite close enough to walk to downtown. I mean, you could do it. It's a little bit of a walk, but it's still closer than Vantage and some of the other neighborhoods. So if you kind of want to be closer to that downtown, you want more of the community feel, Heritage Ridge might actually be a really good option for you. Plus the price point isn't so bad there. You're looking at like $500,000 to $600,000 for average homes there. So it's a little bit more affordable than Vantage is. Now maybe you don't care to be close to the city center. You just want to live in a place where you have some elbow room. You actually have some acreage, and price isn't so much of a factor for you. You're fine paying $1, maybe $2, even $3 million for a place. If that is you, the Rainbow Lake Estates might be the place for you. Now, this is a gorgeous neighborhood. There's every property on this neighborhood is well over $1 million. And so it is a very expensive neighborhood. There's probably less than 100 houses there. For the price point, it's actually fairly large, but it's still not a big community. It's a very well maintained area. They do have an HOA. Now, they don't allow like horses and livestock over there. So if that's kind of your thing, it may not be the best option for you. But let's say you want like a huge house with a huge garage and maybe even a separate shop or something to keep some collectible cars or things like that. If that's you, this might actually be a really good option. Now, it is going to be to the northwest side of Berthoud. It's really tucked up in there to the foothills. And so you're going to get, a little bit more of the snow, and it's going to take a little bit longer to clear out driveways and stuff like that. But, that's going to be maybe a few times a year. So that's really not going to be that big of a deal for most people, but you just need to be aware of it. It's a gorgeous place if you wanted to live. If that's your thing, if you want acreage, you want a little separation and a little bit more privacy, then Rainbow Lake Estates might just be the place for you. Now, there's a lot of really, really nice neighborhoods in Berthoud. I'm only listing 4, and I could just go on and on and on. I am going to be talking about more neighborhoods down the road, so be watching for more videos. And I'm also going to put a relocation guide down in the description. If you're thinking of moving to Berthoud, download that. It's absolutely free, jam-packed with information that hopefully will be helpful to you when you decide to make the jump and move to Berthoud.